Hey boo, hey, I'm jumping back in for another live. I am Coach Janine. I am the host of Intentional Queen Podcast, but I'm also a mindset coach and a self-love expert, helping ambitious moms to alleviate overwhelm and self-neglect so they can experience more inner peace, more wholeness, and more confidence while incorporating some more self-love along the way. Hey, y'all know I've been jumping in on these impromptu lives and y'all have been serving me, but today I'm a little tearful. I just put up a post this morning talking about this is not that, and the amount of DMs and comments that I received and even some personal words through my text let me know that I need to jump on a live. This is a topic, right? And so during this video that I did, before I get to teaching, because y'all know I come here to teach, but I wanted to talk about this is not that, but what that meant when I put that post up was just speaking from a place of where I've been and releasing that mommy guilt and showing women how to be authentic, because I was on there without no makeup. And just showing you the power of vulnerability. So today, what I really want to talk about is power of vulnerability, but showing how you can express your feelings and how it makes you stronger and not really weaker. Because I believe that when we show up and bloom, right, show up for ourselves, it just shows other people that it's okay, and giving them the permission to be their authentic self. And the things that came through the comments was like, Janine, this freed me. Some of the things they put in my DMs, like I'm really trying to hide back tears because I didn't really understand the impact of that. And I really struggled to put that video out because people who don't be like, I would never. But this is how I know when you know God's real, when he wants you to show up for your people. And I believe your people, your sheep will know your voice. And I've grown into my voice and showing up for my tribe. And I just really wanted to show up today and talk to you about the power of vulnerability, because I believe it's going to free you even further. And I was away. I was on a mommy vacation, y'all. I'm refreshed. I'm back. So, you know, that's why I've been doing these morning chats. My son's at school. So now I have time to work on my business and show up for you. And so I wanted to talk about this is not that, because my old way of thinking of feeling like I had to grind to that point and lose myself along the way, I had declared and decreed 5 years ago, we not doing that ever again. And I want that for everybody else too, who watches my channel and supports all the things that I bring to the table, that I want you to create that life of ease. I never want you to lose yourself again. I don't want you to be in those spaces of feeling like you're not enough, or showing that you don't know your worth, or you people pleasing and doing the most. So today, what I want to really jump into about this is not that is really a part of my framework. I talk about you have to own your story, you have to share your story, you have to live in that space of vulnerability. Hey, I can see you guys coming on in. Come on in. So that was the intro. I know that was kind of a little bit off, but I'm just taking back from the feedback, and I'm just feeling y'all, and thank you. Vulnerability, what I said is it makes you stronger. And I believe society standards tell us we need to do the most, especially if you're a single mom. This might be more directed towards you, because I feel like it's added pressure when you are a single mom, that they expect you to function as both parents, do all the things, and show up in your business, and show up at work, and be the mom, and do all the things. And they make it seem like you can't have a life of ease. And I believe that we deserve a life of ease. And I've figured out the blueprint, and I am living my life of ease. I am building my dream life. I am showing up as my full self, vulnerability and all, nervous, but good. And this is where I talk about you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it will in turn free you. I was watching something yesterday, and it was with TD Jakes, and it was just talking about it's through the lessons that you are born. It's through the lessons that, you know, God will show you what your true purpose and gift is. And I feel like it was through all my storms and trials. I just put up on my story about, shout out my friend Lulu. 5 years ago, like I said, I was doing my workout journey. And on my workout journey, I wanted to lose 30 pounds. So I was doing like these protein shakes and all that. So my friend Lulu had a shop. And so I would go in there and get a shop every morning before going to my trainer, because my trainer had me all the way together. And I think I was really, really depressed that day. I didn't even want to work out that day. And she wrote on my cup, rise up, you are the queen of love. It is nothing like when you have people in your life that see you, like really like see you and appreciate you, and it can reaffirm you. because I don't want you to ever seek external validation. You need internal validation, and you need God. But what you also want to have is confirmation. So it's nothing like having somebody reaffirm the things that you need so you continue to show up. And so shouting out Lulu on that. And for that memory to like pop up on my phone, I thought it just definitely went with that last post that I put up about getting ready with me and this is not that, because I really want people to understand that it's a journey. And when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you start to do something about it. And I just believe that it's a life of ease. Vulnerability, back to it. Now that I got off topic, there was one book that I used to read a lot, and it was called The Power of Vulnerability by Brene Brown. That is a great book. I remember when I was in therapy, I'm still in therapy, but when I was really like going through the mud and I was struggling to find my voice, because you know this message is about power of vulnerability, right? I was struggling to find my voice, but find my way to bring out my voice. So it started with my podcast. And so people said, well, how did I even get to that point? I remember journaling all the time. I remember saying, God, I don't want to be showing up on camera. God, I don't want to be doing all these things. And it's like he pushed me into this place of, you have to show up. And so I started doing the podcast 3 years ago, and I just started putting it out there. I didn't even tell my family. My family's very private. I didn't even tell anybody. I knew like 3 people. I was like, girl, don't tell nobody. I'm putting this podcast out and we just want to see how it go. And one of my good friends said to me on the fly, she said, Janine, you kind of like Queen Esther. And I said, Queen Esther. So, I got to research, really what that meant. And what she was saying is you're going to say to people, but it starts with your voice. And, in the story of Queen Esther, it was about her voice, right? She had to speak up against things that was happening. And at first, your tongue can speak death, but it also can speak light. And, I was the clapback queen, so I could do both. And so what I felt like for me in my storm is God helped me get all the clutter out and help me to narrow my voice so my sheep can hear me. And so sometimes I feel like as a people pleaser, we dim our lights and we don't show up as our full authentic self because we are afraid to share our voice, because there's been so many bad things or trauma or triggers or things that have caused us to shrink. And that's why I'm so big on blooming, because when you show up, your people will show up for you. You will manifest what you want. You will have the people that are for you come in. And I mean, like, this is my year. Like, y'all don't even understand like how huge, like, I'm hiding back tears because I didn't know the impact from that one post. My DMs is flooded, and it just lets me know that other people resonate with that, and I want to free them from that. So that's how it served me. Your sheep know your voice, but you have to be authentic. And I think it's really hard to be authentic when society shapes you and molds you that you should be like other people. And, Tabitha Brown has something up where she was just talking at a conference about, you have to love yourself first, and you have to give from your overflow. And I'm so big on that. You have to give from your overflow. I feel like we give, and we get resentment and bitterness when it comes to a point. Hey, boo, I see you showing up. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm reading all the comments. When we show up for our people, what I was saying with Tabitha Brown, that she was just saying that you have to love yourself first, but you have to pour from your overflow. And I think when we people please, we give from our depleted, diluted version of ourselves, and then we get into burnout, right? Because I'm always talking about helping the ambitious mom alleviate the overwhelm and self-neglect, and you get there because you're giving from the diluted version of you. You're not showing up as your best self. You're not taking care of yourself. And so for me, like I said, y'all know I always got to have a good mug, but today I got my giraffe mug because I'm always about it's giraffe vision, and I believe that you're a giraffe in these streets. That comes from a book by T.D. Jakes called Instincts. And when you have vision and foresight and you're going far, you have to have things around you that reaffirm you, to show you who you are, but be able to stand in your truth and stand in your light and know that you are worthy, and that where you are, you belong anywhere you go. Because I think that's another thing of people pleasing, is because you want to belong. And so you will shapeshift and you will mold just to fit the culture or the place that you are, but really sometimes you're meant to stand out. Now, I will give you a cautionary tale on that. When you do start to show up, there will be people who will be upset because now you've boundaried up or you've changed who you are, and they be like, oh, I don't like this version of you. But at the end of the day, when you're being who God told you to be, when you're showing up as your authentic self, you're not letting your titles be your idols. Y'all need to hashtag and put that down in the comments. When you're not letting your titles be your idols, because on that video that I keep telling you about, I talked about how, having all those jobs and being around my mom and being the go-getteress and doing all those things, those titles is where you can get stuck in those images and opinions of people. But when you strip to that, who are you? And that's why there's a difference between your who and your do. And I really want you to get a hold of that you don't need to suffer in silence, that you can create community. That vulnerability and expressing your feelings is how you are able to let in things. It's not a form of weakness, it's a form of strength. The goal is you have to understand and discern who you can do that with, because you can't be truly transparent and vulnerable with everybody, because not everybody's a safe space. And so figure out where that safe space is for you, build your tribe, and stay in that lane with them. Be able to purge the people that no longer serve you, because like I said, when I was on Camila, she'll probably watch this on a replay, and I was on her podcast, and I said I used to be the collector of people, because when you become my people, like I want to carry you through everything. Like, you my people from 30 years ago, you gonna still be my peoples. What I learned is that was to my detriment, because you do sometimes outgrow people. That don't mean that they bad. It just means that they no longer serve the same space in your life. And that goes back to the backpack. Don't carry the weight of other people's opinions. You have to allow people to be who they are, love them where they are, and you still keep going, because if you keep staying back there, you'll never get to where you're supposed to go. Oh, thank you so much for joining. I see you, Tanya. And so I really got to a point that I wanted to talk about that. I want you to take up space. And man, listen, I'm just really trying to hold this back, because it threw me off, because I had my whole little thing. But also the confidence, the Unleashing Confidence Playbook. But I have a prompt every day. So today is the 18th, right? And I'm always talking about you need to build your emotional resilience. So today the prompt is write down 3 affirmations that uplift and empower you. And so as I put up on my stories about one that my girl put up for me, which was, you are the queen of love. Keep rising. So what is an affirmation for you that you can put somewhere on a post note, on your phone? This is not that, because Tanya's in the audience. I want you to make sure that you stand on that. When I was at the conference, I put that on a sticky note. It's on my business portfolio, and it says, this is not that. You have to get an affirmation down in your spirit. You need to marinate on that thing. It will help you with emotional resilience to come through the mud and bloom and be the person that you need to be. Because right now, I want you to never, ever lose yourself again. The Blue Masterclass is going to be this Friday, the 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is virtual. So if any of this resonates with you, or a queen who could benefit from that, make sure that you let them know. Share this information. New podcast episode came out last Thursday, so definitely you can check that out, where I'm talking more about hurt people, and how to embrace wholeness and healing. And that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate everybody that came through. I appreciate everybody that will come on the replay. And I just want you to have a great day, and I'll talk to you on the flip side, okay? Bye-bye.